Okay, I wanted to quickly go through requirements for the final project. I was asked to do that in my Monday class, and I think it's a good idea. So I'm going to keep this brief, and you will already know that I sent you a link to this. So first of all, I went into the class through Canvas, went down into Files. Now we've looked at these before, and there's two of them. There's this 203 Final Project Breakdown, and there's this Final Project Page Guidelines. If you recall, we've looked at them. One of them was 44 pages, the other one was like 7 pages. I want to show you what we need to pay attention to. Oh, there's another file that you should be well aware of because you've been turning it in, filling it out for the last 3 projects, and your collection development. This is where you set your mind straight on your collection for your final. Give it a name, who you're designing it for, your name, and the demographics, all the things that you want to include into your final theme project. And then, of course, you have your pages, which we'll go through. In other words, your mood board. Well, let's just go here. Here are the final page guidelines. This is the long one. This lays out the pieces of the final project. So you'd have your mood board, which, spend some time going through this if you need to. Images of inspiration, keep to one subject, try to expand on them. That is covered by your theme. You can look at all the links and compile your mood board. Collecting images, selecting some colors, the inspiration that is guiding you. Then the description, which is from your collection development page. This lists out all of those things. Then your fabrics and colorways. Selecting your fabrics. You want a base fabric and 2 layered fabrics, and then an accent or a fashion fabric. Generally, your expensive, if there's a more expensive fabric you want to use, trims and notions, like your buttons, your zippers, your lace, the specialty items. So read through this. This describes your base fabric, your layer fabrics, what your fashion fabric is, and your trims and notions. Those are just descriptions of the previous page. And then your colorways. You want 2 sets of colorways, which would wind up being 8 colors. Sorry, dog's barking. So this is the colors, generally 1 bottom color to 2 tops. Talks about that. Gives you some descriptions to guide you. You'll set up your colorways, give your colors names. And then, like we've done, I've described a couple times, the research you've done on your fabrics, pop your swatches over here. Any of your trims and notions or specialty items, again, like buttons, zippers, lace, whatever is unusual and used as trim or specialty items. And then your colorways. So it's a good layout for a page that shows your fabrics, your notions, and your colorways. And then your biography, that's just a page about you. Should be easy to do. Answer these questions. And then we get into what you're going to compile into the bulk of your PDF. And that is your rough drafts. I'm going to kind of blow through this because I want to get to the page that shows all of that stuff together. Which is here. As you're doing sketches, like I've said, almost weekly, you know, if you're in the middle of one, take a picture of it. Or if you have the scanner, any scanner app on your phone, you know, you can scan it as a PDF and add it to your bunches of PDFs. So these are just the rough sketches that I described, especially last week and the week before. Over here, you've got that process, which I described and mentioned also that when you're laying a piece of tracing paper over your croquis to start to dress it, well, take a picture of it. You know, add it to your process because, you know, you go from inspiration on your mood board into your design phase using flats, dressing your fashion croquis or your stylized croquis, and then doing your color renderings. So that's the process in this. So take a look at this in your final drafts. Now, these pages, these 3 pages, well, that one's whacked out. They are simply different layouts or different approaches. So whatever you're doing, if you're using markers or watercolor or colored pencil, what you want to do is, because you're going to need 6 looks, you know, 6 fashion croquis with their complete looks, so it's front and back of your flats of your dressed croquis. This is probably the most simple of the 2, 3. So take your pick. You'll have 6 pages like this. Sounds crazy. And I want to come down here because in a perfect world, we'd be doing your printed portfolio that you turn in at the end, and you'd present, which would have your bio page, which is part of the whole deal. Now, some of these things you've turned in, and the whole idea would be to compile your entire semester. However, in an effort to, this stuff should be easy to just grab and drop into your, because you already have it. But the things that I really want to see for sure addressed, this was our first 9 assignments basically, and even one of them that we dropped a couple things. So I want you to focus on 10 to the end. Your mood board, your description page, of course your bio page, fabric and colorways with trims and notions, your rough drafts, which is all 12 looks, and then your final 6 looks, which are your final 6 pages. So, submitting that final project, mood board, theme board, description page, fabric page, colorways, all of your rough drafts and all of your final drafts with the 6 looks. And your bio page. That goes into this. This is wrong. Because our final day in Monday's class will be essentially we'll be presenting these on the 28th. I believe that's the date. And my Wednesday class will be December 2nd. Both classes, like I've mentioned, the final drop dead date will be November 4th. So I have to have everything by November 4th. Even though you may be doing a presentation on November 28th for Monday, if it's not entirely buttoned up and completed, you will still have until the 4th, midnight the 3rd, to upload that stuff. Now, you don't need to pay much attention to this because, please come dressed professionally or fashion forward. Well, you're not coming in. So, yeah, you don't necessarily have to dress up for this. So, the shorter version is the 7-page PDF. So you've got your mood board. This describes the stuff you want on your mood board. The stuff from your collection development worksheet. Your fabrics, notions, and colorways, trimming notions. Describes that. Your bio page. Again, picture of you and your blah, blah, blah. And then your roughs, your process. Now again, showing your rough examples. Whoops. You want 12 full looks, but you can do them as a mix of fashion figures and technical flats. You can do them all as technical flats. You can do them all as fashion croquis. Or a mixture, a combination like this one. And then, of course, your process goes on there. So your full looks are front and back. Now you may notice that these poses are all kind of similar. This one is a variation of this one. So you should have a few poses that you can pull out. And your checklist, which I already said you can focus on 10 on. Excuse me. And disregard some of this stuff because we'll be online and not in person. So, whether you have an app a scanner app on your phone that you can scan your work into PDF and then compile all those into one other. Like here, if I'm in Acrobat now, so if I go down to Create and combine files into a single PDF, well, I'll show you what it does. You've probably seen it, but it gives you this window and you can just drag all of your files in here. You'll get a whole list of your files that you've put in here, and then you can rearrange the order just by dragging them from place to place. Excuse me. Now, how do I get back out of that? So that's essentially the rundown. So hopefully that is of help. And we can get along with that. Be prepared if you have any questions on Monday or Wednesday when we meet for class. You can ask them then and we can get into more detail. But that's the general idea of what is needed. So thank you. I will see you Monday and Wednesday respectively.